As an alumnus of BCIC-New Ventures, I was on that side of the crowd 5-6 years ago, and in awe of the person who was standing on this side of the microphone. So not deja vu, but close. So I'm pleased to speak about MineSense Technologies and its journey to sort of where we are now as an exemplary. So we're a mining technology development and marketing company, and just in that sentence you can understand how hard it is to actually build a company, particularly when you're facing a conservative, capital-intensive industry. We make mineral sensors for what's called ore waste control in operating mines. We're now 37 people, $20 million company based on Marine Drive in South Vancouver. We're a closely held Canadian-controlled private corporation. For those of you who are interested in that kind of stuff. We're venture-backed with investment from a variety of VCs, locally based VC, Chrysalix Energy Venture Capital, as well as some US-based VCs, a Montreal-based VC, and Export Development Canada, who has a venture arm, for those of you also would like to know that. And we face an international market. We're based in Vancouver, but our market is global. Another one of the elements of kind of challenge in building a startup company. So where did we come from? We've gone through all of the bona fide stages of a West Coast startup, founded out of PhD research at UBC. We spent a year or so, two men and a dog, I guess, in a lab at UBC, fooling around with technology and getting samples and trying to show people how amazing that is. We got a boost in 2010. We applied to IRAP and got a $25,000 grant to do a MART study, which was the embryo of our business plan. I think we were told immediately that our baby was stillborn, but continued. We raised $500,000 through friends and family and people who were sort of related to our friends and family in 2011. We entered BCIC twice. I've got a slide on BCIC, so I'll go into detail in that a little bit later on. We entered BCIC twice and came third in the 2011 competition, and gave us a boost in a lot of ways to understand that we're sort of on the right track and we should continue doing some of the right things right. We're also quite well supported with early customer dollars interested in at least the value proposition and the potential of our technology long before we're commercial. We were very fortunate to be able to match that with grant money where it's available. So customer money plus grant money makes a lot more money than you would ordinarily have. And then we did all the usual things like $500,000 Series A in 2012 from Chrysalix Energy Venture Capital, one of the few bona fide VC groups actually based here in Vancouver. We used that money to expand the technology and the product portfolio to get ready for field pilots. And we used some of that money plus SDTC money to execute those field pilots. We learned a lot. They were pre-commercial field pilots looking at a whole variety of things like robustness and how often it breaks, and if it doesn't break, how well it performs. We closed an $8 million financing in 2014. Towards the end of 2014, we've used that money to go into commercial pilots, so looking at our technology operating at scale at customer sites. Customers play a very strong role all the way from the beginning to the present of our story. And we're also now raising $7 to $10 million in a Series C. So why do we exist? I was sort of saying over pre-drinks earlier, we're a combination of, in some ways, quite exciting technology, but also an industry that's crying out for, and is in pretty bad shape, as well as crying out for a solution in this particular area. So we've got an industry that's quite large, relatively unsophisticated, spends a lot of money building stuff, spends a lot of money processing material, but has almost no clue what's actually in that material on any given minute or second. And if they did, they'd be able to do a better job of processing that material. So our technology was developed originally, and our product is focused on revealing to customers what the actual content of their material is, mining customers as they dig it out of the ground. So we offer what we call real-time online mineral sensing and decision support. So our technology takes measurements of ore quality as it's excavated out of the ground. So we integrate sensors with a bucket of shovels and loaders underground. And those sensors then report the quality of material as it's loaded, so within the 1 second or 2 seconds it takes to load a shovel, and then reports the content of that shovel load to firstly the operator of the shovel, but also then the mine's control system to decide whether that material is in fact on specification or not. And if it's ore material, it gets routed to the process plant, and if it's waste material based on the measurement of the sensors, it gets routed to the waste dump. And our value proposition to the customers is a combination of cost savings, where we are diverting waste from material that would have gone to the plant to the dump, but also value creation, where our sensors are identifying material that might have been left behind as waste, or maybe gone to the waste pile, and we're recovering that material and sending that also to the process, which is a value creation, probably the largest part of our value proposition to customers. So in terms of our current status, we're in commercialization. We have products out there operating at scale in pre-commercial deployments. We've got follow-on business relating to those trials, as well as looking for further pre-commercial trials with new customers, particularly for our shovel sensing technology. So it's exciting and busy times at MineSense. In terms of our experience with BCI New Ventures, got a couple of things to share. So we actually, as I said earlier, we entered twice. We entered in 2010. We learned a lot but came nowhere. So we, with some, I guess, exhaustion, entered again in 2011 with a slightly dusted off version of the business plan we tried in 2010. And in a fairly large field in that year, I'm not sure what the field is this year, Angie, but 186 companies in 2011. We placed third, and we sort of, oh, that's great. Combination of a cash prize, I think it was $30,000, and services, in fact, from Faskins, and that came at a really important time for the company, where we, $30,000 we could do a lot with, and a bit of legal advice gave us some pointers in some key areas that we were faced with at the time. So very valuable. A combination of the experience doing New Ventures BC, preparing the plan in the first place, presenting it, honing it through those presentations, learning on the fly what key points strike the best, what key points maybe don't fly so well. Getting guidance from the mentorship that's available through BCIC is just fantastic. The sounding board and the critique and then the support in combination is just fantastic. I think the last thing I'd stress is, because this is a networking event, to those of you out there who are planning on entering this year or maybe going into further business plan type competitions, it's not just the networking to meet people and get to know them, it's actually the opportunity to work with people that you've networked and brought on board to your idea. It's a real opportunity, and I urge entrants this year and in future years to take that. I think the couple of things I'd like to close on are sort of broader level 30,000 foot points, which is, this is a fantastic place to invent technology, to start a company, to build a company, and to commercialize. There's an amazing ecosystem here in Vancouver, as represented by people in this room. There's an amazing ecosystem in BC. There's an amazing ecosystem in Canada, particularly for doing this kind of thing, and I urge everybody to try it if you've got the opportunity and the bottle. It's a combination. The only caveat I'd put in, just from a Vancouver point of view, is we don't meet that affordable space criteria, but you can get creative about that. So, closing thoughts for entrants. A lot of the entrants in this year's competition will have ideas, possibly technologies or code, idea for a website, maybe even a prototype of something, but that's not a business. A product that works, a market that wants to buy it for dollars where you can make a profit is a business, and there's quite a delta between those two things. So just understand what the scale and length of what you have to do is. Plan and then plan again, and you're going to be wrong, and you'll be wrong again, but you'll get less wrong as you keep replanning. Raising money isn't easy, but it is out there. And there's also more than one way to fund a business. I think, friends and family is a great place to start. Lots of people started companies on credit cards. Customers, as ever, are a great place for early dollars. If you can offer a service that they're willing to pay for early, that's really good dollars. Grant dollars, you can add to that, multiply that, so that's fantastic. Building the team means building the business. So there may be solo entrants here tonight. There may be, partners, co-founders in the room tonight. You might already have 2 or 3, which is a great sort of critical mass to have in founding a company. Work on that team, build it at the right time, obviously, but build it as you build the team, the company will build. Because investors put dollars into teams. I'm not the first one to say that, so there's no copyright on that. Always maintain innovation. I think we maybe fool ourselves that because you've got an idea or a technology that's new, that you're super innovative, but you maybe need to look at other innovations than just the idea or technology that you have. And be innovative about how you envision business models, for instance. Be innovative about how you build your team. Be innovative about how you define your business model and how you plan to monetize what you're doing. There's lots of innovation in multiple dimensions in a startup company, not just the clever gadget that you invented at college. So file patents, but don't die by them. You can spend lots of money building patents and lots of money defending them, and you can lose lots of money and go out of business. So just understand what role patents play in terms of defending your company and giving you freedom to operate, but it's not the business itself. And as I said on the previous slide, I think Vancouver's a great place to start a business. It's a great place to meet people who will help you build that business. A lot of those people are in the room tonight, so get out there, network and work with those people to build your business. Angie, thanks a lot.